everybody. Barry with Christenson Transportation, where the truckers truck and safety takes priority. Important things before we start the video. Today is 2 days before the showdown with the Razorbacks and the Longhorns in Fayetteville, so good luck to everybody. Woo pig suey. There, you know who I'm for. Now, back to business. I'd like to keep the fleet informed of our CSA scores and the categories that the public and the shippers and the DOT keep an eye on us for, and doing good. You know, we've always had pretty good numbers. There's a couple that are misleading sometimes that drive me crazy, but hopefully the rules will change shortly to get some of that off the backs of our drivers that they really have no control over. So let's have a little breakdown. I've got a trend here, 8-month history, crash indicator, which is the one that, you say the word crash and you're in safety, it scares the crap out of you. It's like this. Went down for 3 months and then just leveled out pretty darn low. I think we're at 7%. Yeah, which means only 7% of the carriers out there have a better crash rating than Christenson does. So out of the tens of thousands of trucking companies, we think we're doing pretty good, just based on sheer numbers. Next category, unsafe driving. Now, this we've done a great job as a fleet of changing, and over the last 8 months, it's gone from 50% down to the 15% range. And unsafe driving is a little bit deceptive, and I know I cry about this, but I'm going to cry about it till they change it. Left lane violation goes under the category unsafe driving. A speeding warning goes under the category of unsafe driving. That one, I kind of go for that one because, speed is somewhat of an indicator to potential crashes. And, you mix in speeding with freight rates and fuel prices, and it's just not a good thing. So slow down, stay in the right lane, everything's good, but doing good in that category. We've done a good job of changing our numbers on that because we always say we affect what we focus on, and I guess we've harped on it enough where people get the idea. I know the drivers sometimes say, hey, I saw so-and-so and they got a speeding ticket or a speeding warning or a left lane violation. They're like, uh-oh, Barry's going to call you. But, it's not always bad. Hours of service. This is the one that drives me nuts, and this is the one that sounds like we're violating the driving laws, and we're not. We're doing lazy things. We're not putting our bill of lading number on our log. We're not putting our trailer number on the log. We're not putting a commodity on the log. We're not certifying yesterday's logs in a timely fashion. So those are the things that fall under hours of service that to me have nothing to do with hours of service. But as long as they're going to be affecting this category, we got to stop it. We got to, and I think I can tell you what I'm working on. I'm working on a way with our current provider to make it a necessary required field that says, if Barry doesn't put his trailer number in here, or Barry doesn't put a bill of lading number in here after he did a loaded call and a commodity, what am I hauling, dog food, you can't go on to the next thing and it won't let you start. I mean, that's where we've gotten to is, I've preached about it, I've asked you, fill in all this stuff, but as long as you've got the ability to get in the truck, log in, and start driving and skip all this stuff, you're never going to go back. I mean, hey, what are you doing after you get done driving? Oh, I'm going to go back and do some of the stuff I should have done 8 hours ago. No, you're not. You're going to move on, and then it's going to be out there to be looked at some roadside inspection, and you're going to get written up. So the only reason I would attempt to make it a mandatory thing is because you don't do it yourself. So shame on you, and I'll give you another opportunity to get better. Vehicle maintenance is the only one that's kind of maintained and even gone up a little bit. Remember, these things, you have it, and it starts the 30-month clock. It's triple the points for the first 6 months. It's double the points for the next 12 months after that, and so on and so forth. And eventually, after 30 months, it falls off the record. So some of these things, they hang out there for a long time. So it is a very serious thing and something we pay a lot of attention to. Maintenance, once again, they're doing some things to try to take this off the driver. When we have disc brakes, they're covered. It's hard to tell your brake thickness, and it sure can't have a solo driver out there trying to apply the brakes and measure the slack adjuster movement to see if it's properly adjusted. It's just something the driver can't do. So some of these common sense things that say, this guy can't do that. Why would I hold him accountable? Let's do something different. That's what they're working on, so I look forward to that. But what I do hold drivers accountable for is good pre-trip. So do your lights work? Do you have a flat tire? Are you rolling up on a scale once again with an audible air leak and a flat tire? And I always get, it was great when I looked at it a little while ago. When? Yesterday? Day before? The problem is we have PSI systems on our trailers. It's going to constantly air the tires up to the recommended levels. It's not as easy to find a flat if you have it in motion. If it's just a nail you've run over in the shipper and all of a sudden you've got a small air leak, the system is going to run all the way down the road, and when you get to the scale, they're going to find it. But that also tells me to look at other things. Look at your air gauge. See if it's always going down and your fan clutch is always kicking on, and your air compressor is always kicking on to compensate for that loss of air. That should tell you there's something going on with the air in one of the tires. Pull over and look at it. With our system of DriveWise, it gives you notifications out loud 2 miles before scale and 1 mile before scale. Pull over and look at your stuff. These are easily findable and correctable and preventable things that we can deal with. But overall, extremely impressive, extremely proud that the things that we've brought to your attention, that you've talked about among yourselves. And we have the driver council, Christenson Driver Advisory Board, that stays in contact with their assigned a group of drivers to mentor, to keep in touch with, to gather information and to push information, and we've had them push this stuff and help us promote it and help us correct it. And it's done a good job. So thank you for all of you for being safe and being professionals. Not everybody does it, so thank you for doing it. Come on, hogs. Be safe.